In view of the unholy mess the banks have made recently, are the government going to seize the opportunity to establish quickly a post bank? The post office, as we all know, is a familiar institution which we have all trusted over the years, and we hear so much being spoken just now about the future sustainability of post offices. And with the introduction of this bank, the post office network would be secure for the future. We lose business all the time, but I see yesterday the crumb of comfort has been thrown, and it's a very small crumb. The DVLA are being gracious enough to allow the post office to electronically check the driving licenses, but we all know once you've passed your driving test, you don't need another one until you're 70, so that's not going to save many post offices. Have you any opinion on the post bank?
Well, actually, it's a very good pertinent question for me, because I've been working on this for quite a while. Because one of my impressions of the present tobacco we're in is that maybe biggest and beautiful, we speak about the Royal Bank of Scotland, that became over the years the 5th biggest bank in the world. And the way I look at the present banks, big banks like the Royal Bank of Scotland and HBOS, is that they've become utilities and casinos together. Now, what do I mean by that? Utilities like your water or your electricity that are safe, that there's a safe element to it. So the utility element of your bank is walking into your branch and putting your money in and being met by the friendly staff, and modest wages and modest bonuses, and you feel sort of secure in an environment like that. But the casino element has been the trading element, which takes place far away from the branches, and which billions of pounds are exchanged on these casinos. And it's these casinos that have devised very complex products, financial products, which hardly anybody in the banking community can understand. You need to be a mathematical PhD graduate from Harvard or from Oxford or Cambridge or Glasgow to understand these. And when people are trained in these products, which they didn't understand, if they don't understand the products, they don't understand the risks, and the risks come back and hit them in the face. And that's how we ended up in this situation. So I think, and I've been suggesting, maybe we should go back to small is beautiful. And if you look back at our tradition, and I'm a co-op sponsored MP, where the co-ops established in the 19th century to further the interests of working people, to ensure that there was a fair voice in the high street for the ordinary consumer, and the co-op has developed since then. And I think we need to get back to smaller, safer banks. One of the hardest questions I gave the bankers in the committee hearings I had was, do you agree with the Oxford English definition of a bank, which is a financial institution there for the safekeeping of people's money? Because if you do, you failed, because people's money wasn't kept safe. And I think if we're going to keep people's money safe, we should adopt the post office as a universal bank. And I've been pushing that for months and months. And my committee looked a couple of years ago at the post office card account. And we said to the government, this is an account that's used by 4 million people, mostly elderly. Post offices cover the whole country. 96% of the population in the country live within a mile of a post office. So it's there. Make sure that you ensure the future of the post office card account, which Gordon Brown announced 6 months ago. But also in an article in The Guardian in January, I asked for them to look at Northern Rock as a state bank to increase its mortgage lending and to get the post office on a sound financial footing by making it a universal bank.